Okay, so now if so, we'll continue that VPC. I have second route table for my private subnets. If I don't means if my route table is not attached to internet gateway, can any public access will come to my instances in the private subnet?
Yes.
No, any request can go to public to internet using from my private subnet. No.
No, sir.
But if that is the case, how can I download something here? Somehow I'll connect to the instance which is there on my private subnet. I want to install some softwares. When I try to install, it will not go out. How can I install? I want to make one-way communication. A request from the instance which is on the subnet means a request has to go out from the subnet, but should not enter inside the subnet. Then what can you do is you can create NAT gateway, NAT instance, Bastion host. So many things are there, but I will not discuss about the outdated and old ones. I'll discuss about NAT gateway, which AWS also recommending to use. What is that? Is in one of your public subnets, create one instance, not instance actually, create one NAT gateway. NAT gateway is nothing but like an instance, nothing like it's like an instance. Whenever you type something, whenever you download something, the request goes from instance which is on the private subnet to the NAT gateway which is on the public subnet. So as the NAT gateway is there in the public subnet, it can go out, right? It will go out and come in, right? It can download that. But someone's try to access you directly, it will not come. But NAT, even if someone tries to come inside you using the NAT gateway will not allow. So earlier what they used to do now, they'll create an instance, public instance. From here, they'll go to here, it will go here. When they want to come in, they'll come here, and from there they were coming. But what AWS said is, the AWS said, we created a NAT gateway for you. So what this NAT gateway will do is, from inside, it will make the communication go out. But if someone coming from outside world to inside will not allow. So where that NAT gateway will be created, on a public subnet or private subnet?
Private subnets.
Oh, NAT gateway, where it will be created? Public subnet.
Public itself.
Okay, it will be there on the public subnet. So we will make some communication with this NAT gateway, with this entire subnet. We'll attach this entire subnet to that NAT gateway. So from any instance which wants to go make a internet connection, right? So it will go to NAT. NAT will take this out. Okay. Then while coming in, will NAT allow that? Will NAT allow that? No. Okay. No, it will not allow. Okay. So NAT is one-way communication from inside to outside, and the NAT gateway should be created on which subnets? Any of the public subnet.
Public.
Okay. Now default gateway, the default VPC. Okay. Default VPC. When you created an EC2 instance, okay, let me try to log into, let me open that AWS console. Let me log in. Okay, see this. I logged into my AWS. When I try to launch, all right. So I'm selecting an AMI. Now I'm selecting T2 micro instance. Now see this, configure instances. So this indicates how many instances you want to launch. What are the settings you have selected here? Using that, how many instances you want to launch. To select two instances at a time will be launched with the same AMI, same instance type, same security group, everything. I want only one. This need to be a spot instance. I explained about spot instance, right? If you want to include this as a spot instance, you can select this. So spots price. So you have to put that bidding price here, right? Not bidding, like price. If this price increases more than whatever you said, it will delete it automatically. So this is a spot type, right? I don't want spot instance. This shows which VPC you want to create. I said VPC is like a region you imagine, and subnet is equal to availability zone, I said, right? So that is just for your better understanding. I said at that time you don't know VPC. Now have you understood? VPC is a network. VPC is a network, not region. Just for your understanding, at the time you don't know anything. For your imagination, I said like that. Now see this VPC. This is a default VPC provided by AWS. Now this VPC, one default VPC provided, right? In every region, AWS will provide you one default VPC, right? So now where my instance is getting created in which VPC? VPC. Default VPC. So inside that, they again divided into subnets. The default VPC again divided into subnetworks, right? Like this. So I want to create in which zone, which subnet you have to select here. If you don't want to give that, no preference, automatically AWS will pick one subnet, one of the subnets. Understood, guys? And you want to create a public IP address. So for your EC2 instance, do you want a public IP address or not? So now if I'm creating a EC2 instance on my private subnet, do I need to assign a public IP address to my instance? Does this make any sense? No use. Even if I assign a public IP address to this, it will not no use, because it is not connected to internet gateway route table, right? It will not work. So like that, if you don't want, right, if you want a EC2 instance, if you want a public IP for your instance, you can select this. If you don't want, you can disable this. It will not assign. But if you give this, use subnet settings. So what will happen? If your subnet is public, you will get a public IP address. If your subnet is private, you will not get public IP address. Okay, automatically AWS will take this. Okay. Next, host name type, use subnet IP, this and all. Okay, we'll discuss that and all. DNS names we'll discuss. Understood, guys? So for that host types, capacity, reserved instances, that and all are related to this. So these are not related to VPC. These are like for the dedicated host, those and all. That's it. Okay, this. Have you understood this? How we created till now? Okay, we have utilized this VPCs. I don't want that. I want to create my own VPC. What you have to do is, there was an option, create VPC, you can go to that, or else there is one more service called as VPC. There is one more service called as VPC. Here you can go here. Here you can go here, your VPCs. If you go here, it will show only one VPC is there. Only one VPC is there. Okay. VPC dashboard. If you go here, launch VPC wizard, means if you want to create a new VPC, it will allow it. See VPCs, create subnets and all. You can do it, right? Okay. I'll discuss this later. First, let me go here. Let me type VPC here. Let me go back. So your VPCs. How many VPCs are there in this region? In Mumbai region, how many VPCs are there? One VPC. So what the default VPC provided by AWS itself, right? So as I said, everything in AWS, whatever you create, it will get one ID, right? So this is a unique ID for this VPC. Okay. And the status, this is available. Yes, state is available. Okay. What is the CADR range? I'll come later. So this is something. Which route table is used in this default route table? Which NACL default NACL? Okay. So NACL also has ID. Route table also has ID, right? Tenancy default. Who is the owner? Means this person. This person, whoever has created, right? This main user, root user 1952 something is the right one. That is the owner. Is this a default VPC? Yes, default VPC. Like that, it is showing default tenancy. The tenancy I'll discuss later. Okay. Understood? Now I want to create my own VPC. First, if I want to create VPC, my own VPC, right? Let's name it my custom VPC. Right, VPC. It supports IPv4. What is IPv4 v6? We'll see later. It is asking for CADR. What is the CADR? It's nothing but the range of IP addresses should present in your VPC. Means your VPC range. How many IP addresses should be? Means I want to create my VPC, my network with how many IP addresses? It has to be decided like this. So to understand this, you need to understand something about IP address. Any IP address will have some numbers, right? IP address is nothing but numbers only, right? IP address are nothing but numbers only, right? So let me take this. Okay, let me take this. Let me take out this. You understood this, right? You don't want this anymore. Let me take it out. Okay. Now, any IP address sorry. Okay. any IP address will be like this. For example, 10 dot 10 dot 10 dot 10, something like this, or 1 dot 2 something slash 14 16 something, it will be there. Okay, okay, we'll see that later. So IP address will be looks like this, right? Yes or no? Yes or no, guys?
Yes, sir.
IP address looks like this. Now it is divided in, how many dots are there? 3 dots. It has divided into four parts using 3 dots. So let me remove the dots, we'll see later. So what is the number here is, right? It is a 4-digit number, 8-digit number, I think. Okay. So it looks like this binary code, however we used to run, right? 8 4 2 1 in the academics, right? So there is a one code called as 1 into 2, 2 into 2, 4, 4 into 2, 8, like this, right? So how much, what is the maximum number I can achieve here? 8421, 8 plus 4 plus 2 plus 1. Like that we have count.
Okay.
Are we going to count like that? The binaries, you forgot or what? Okay, 15, correct only. Next, 16. Next, 32. Next, 64.
64.
Next,
128.
128.
wait, 32, 64. Oh. Wait a second. Okay. Uh, 128.
8.
Next,
256.
256. So 8, it is a each section is a 8-bit code. So 8 means you can achieve like this: 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 1 2 3 4 5 6 8 4 2 1 16 32 64 120. Okay, this 256 is not required. Okay, sorry, that is not required. 256. Okay, okay. Now if I count this, what is the number? 1 2 3 4 5 6 8. Total is 250.
256.
256 or 255? 256, I think. Yes or no, guys? 256, I think. All right. So now, yes. So it's, so each section is like 8-bit, 255. Oh, I am very bad. Okay, 256 it will come. So 256 only. So it here 8 bits, 8 bits, 8 bits, 8 bits. So the least number it can start is 0. Means the least number it can start is 0. Here the least number, let me take the last one. So here it is 8 bits, right? Here I can start with 0. If I count everything last, 256. So if it is confusing, you remember the max number is 256. As it is starting with 0, the max number is 255. If it starts from 1, it is 256, but it's starting with 0, right? So 255. So here also 8 bits. So the least number it can get is 0, and the max number I can get here is 255. Here also same. So the least number I can get is 0, the max number is 255. So here also the least number is 0, the max number is 255. So using my IP address, right, CIDR block, my IP address, I can achieve this much. The max number is this much I can achieve, right, using that IP addresses, right? So how it will be calculated is 8421, that binary code is there. So each section, each portion, this is there, right, 8 bits. This for this 8 bits, 8 bits, 8 bits. The least is 0, the max is 255. So these many IP addresses we can create inside our VPC. Okay. Now, for example, I want to restrict my IP addresses. So if I give 250, it's a big number, right? 0.0.0, 0.0.01, 2, 3, 255. Again, it starts like this. It starts like this. For example, if it is like this. So for example, I'm taking 255 dot slash 255 dot 255 dot 1.0, for example, like 0.0 something. So here 0.1, so 2, 3, 4, like this 255 IP addresses. Again, what it will start 1, 1.0, 1.2, 1.3, 1.4, 1.255. Again 2.0, 2.1, 2, 3, 255. Again here 3 dot, like that it keeps increasing, right? So like this, I want to create my VPC structure. So first I want to decide inside my VPC how many IP addresses should be there. For example, first I want to decide the number. So my VPC should start with the 10 series, 10 dot, okay, 10 dot, 30 dot, for example, 2 dot, for example. So no, you cannot take like this and all. This is a single IP. This is a single IP, but your VPC needs a single IP or range of IP addresses. Range of IP addresses. Then you have to give the CID. That range is called as CIDR, classless in something name is there. I forgot. I'll show you in the document. It is there in the document. 10 dot, 30 dot, 2 dot, 16 or 15, some number we will give. What is this number? /16 is there, right? Actually, your VPC will have, your IP address will have two parts. One is, two parts will be there. First part is network IP address. One is network IP address. Network IP we call, network portion it is actually network. The second portion is called as instance range, network range or network IP or instance IP. So this only we divided into two parts. So what does that mean is, for example, if I give 16 here, okay, let me show you. If I give 16 here, 10 dot 0.0/16. So what does this mean is 16 total. How many bits are there? 8 bits, 8 total. 8 plus 8 plus 8 plus 8. How many bits are there? 32 bits. So total 32 bits are there, right? So here 8 for first portion, 0 to 25. Here 8 plus 8 plus 8 plus 8. So 16 I am dedicating to network. So first 16 means these first two will be used for network, and the other two only I can use for instances. So if I give this CIDR range for my VPC, how my IP addresses looks, 10 dot 10 dot. This is fixed. This is my network IP. For my network, I am assigning some range called as 10.10. So the remaining 16 are there, right? Only these 8 bits plus 8 bits I can use for my instances. Understood, guys? So 2 power 32 minus 16, 2 power 16. How many instances I can create? I'll show you that. Otherwise, you see it here. I'll show you. Okay. So if I want to create an VPC with this range, okay, not range. This is not range here. I have some calculation. Give me a minute. I'll show you. See, let me explain this example. So now total how many bits are there in a IP address? How many bits will be there? Oh, bits. How many? Those who are online.
8
bits.
8 total 8 bits, or each section 8 bits?
Each section
8 bits.
So total how many bits will be there in the IP address? 8 plus 8 plus 8 plus 8, total 32. I'm saying in that 32 bits, 24 bits I want to assign for my VPC network. Two portions will be there, right? Inside that IP address, there are two sections. One is network ID, the other one is instance ID, network instance part. So in the total 34, in the total 32, 24 I want to give for my network ID as my network ID. So total 24 means what? 8 plus 8, 16. Network part starts first. Network part starts first. So in that 32, first 24 I am assigning to network ID as network ID. So these are right, 8 plus 8, 16, 16 plus 8, 24. This is my network ID. That is fixed. For my VPC, this is the network ID. So how many IP addresses I can get inside that network ID is 32 minus 24. 32 minus 24, right? So how much? 8. So those many only I can get. So 32 minus 8 is 24, right? So those many I can get as this here. 8 bits. This total 256 I can get. Inside this is my VPC ranging. This is my VPC ranging. Inside that these are assuming inside 30 total of that 32 bits, 24 I am giving as my network ID. This is fixed. My VPC ID will be this much fixed. Next, inside that VPC, how many are remaining? How many bits are remaining in that 32?
8 bits.
8. 24 I gave it as network ID. So how many are remaining? 8. So how many instances I can create using this 8 bits?
256.
256. So how many IP address I can get inside my VPC?
256.
256 IP addresses. If I give here 23, if I give 23 here, what will happen? 9 bits. Using 9 bits, how many you can create? Like that. Okay, 512 you can create like that. Understood, guys?
Sir, when you give 23, first 3 sections it will take for network, or how
In
will
that, what is the range I have given? You okay, good question. That is a good question. But wait for some time. I'll tell with the example so you'll understand. I'm
Okay,
not
sir.
knowing how to explain it because that I want to explain 1, 2, 3 for everything. So I hope you understood, right? How we calculate.
Yes, sir.
Okay, I'll show you. If we give 23, right? The last bit you have to take it. Okay, how we will take it, we will see. Okay. Okay, so we'll see it. So is it clear, guys, how we calculate IP address? Now
Yes,
see
sir.
this, one example I'll show you. One example I'll show you for you try to understand, then I'll create a VPC. For example, let's see this. The same example will continue. How many IP address I'll get inside a VPC with this example? 256. Is it clear, guys? Everyone so far, is it clear? Pawan?
Clear, sir.
32 minus 24. 24 I'm giving for network IP. That is fixed. That will not be changed. So this portion is fixed. This will not change. This is fixed for my VPC. So 256 are there. So my VPC has 256. Can I divide that VPC into subnets? Yes, right? So what
Yes.
I'll do is, so this is the calculation explanation. So network ID is 24 bits. So this is 24 bits for network ID. So host ID means that net instance ID is 8 bits, only the last part. So I can create this much, right? 8 bits. Okay. Next, I want to divide it as a subnet. Now tell me, how many are remaining? How 256 IP addresses are there in for my network instances. I want to divide it as a 2 equal subnets. 2 equal subnets. So 256 divided by 2, how many? 128. So how to divide it as 128 is, this is my network IP range, right? Sorry, network ID, right? This is my network ID, right? So in this 256 are remaining, right? In that 256, how many I have to divide is 128. So when it starts from 128, what is the maximum number?
255.
0 to, oh, I want to divide 256. I want to divide
0
it
to
as 2 parts.
127.
127. 0 to 127. Yes or no?
Yes.
Yes.
127. So now 0 I have to start. 0 / 25 I have given. 25 means 32 minus 25. How many? 7. 7. So let me take this. 8, 4, 2, 1, 16, 32, 64. Now tell me, what is the count of this? 8. Total 8 means 7 bits are there. Yes or no?
Yes.
Total 7 bits are there. 16 plus 32, 96. 96, 14, 100, 116, right? 124, 36, 37. 127. 127. Okay. 127. Understood, guys? So 127. So as I'm giving 25 here, only 7 bits are allowed. With that 7 bits, how much I can achieve? 128 bits. 0 to, as I'm giving here, 0 to 128. So one subnet I'll give like this, 128. So 0 to 127. As it is starting from 0, it will go to 127. Now other subnet I want to create. Other subnet. How many IP addresses are remaining for the other subnet? 128 remaining. Total are 256. In that 256, 0 to 128, 127 are already utilized. So what are remaining? 128. So for the second subnet, I'll start like this: 128/25. So now 7 bits only, but 0 to 127 already utilized. So I'll start from 128. 128 to 255. 255. Understood, guys?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Total. Yes, that's why 128 only. But in 256, 0 to 127, the other 128 you are utilizing from 128 to 255. You have to calculate again. Again, you will get conflict. If you give 24, it will conflict there. Understood, guys?
Yes,
Is
sir.
this clear? Okay. So I can't explain more than this. Okay. You try to calculate. You take some examples and try to divide this and do. You'll come to know that. Okay. Now, so let's implement a VPC. If VPC implementation will not be so much very much easy. It's easy only. Just there are, as you know, many concepts are there, right? It will take time. Let me create first VPC. Let me create a VPC. So I'm going to my VPCs. Okay. VPCs. Create VPC. Okay. My custom VPC. Okay. Next, I want to get IPv4. Next, let me explain about what is this IPv4 and IPv6. Okay, IPv6. What is this? Is guys, this is the. Let me explain something about private and public VPCs and IP addresses also. Guys, I'm creating a VPC like this. I'm creating a VPC like this. Right? I have given a specified range. I have given a specified range. Okay, I'm creating a VPC like this. How we have created, right? Like this, with this range, I'm creating a VPC. Who is creating that VPC? I'm creating. Who is assigning the IP address for my VPC? Myself, right? So that is a private IP address or public IP address? Private IP address. So whatever we are creating, that is a private IP address, right? Private network, my network. Now, same like that, do you know, whenever you connect to internet, you will get one public IP address. Your machine will have one public IP address, right? So the same, the IP addressing range in the internet also same like this only. The public IP address, private IP address is your side. You are creating in your network. So you can play with that like anything. I'll create like 172.31.0.16, 32, anything I can create. Anything I can create, right? So there is no issues with that. But in internet, the internet provider will also have some IP addresses. They have divided like this, right? So the maximum public IP address I can get like this, and that too there are restrictions. This should not be used for private like that. They have some IP addresses. Okay. So now, if in this world only these many people will be using internet, earlier days it was no problem, right? No problem. But nowadays many are using. So there was a shortage of IP addresses. There is a shortage of IP addresses. So what the internet providers has did is they came up with some other concept called as IPv6. Instead of this 125 like that, zeros and binaries they are using, they have expanded it, the range. Those are called as IPv6. Don't ask me how to calculate that, how to write it. It is a big number will come. You can check in Google IPv6 example, you will see that, right? So they have created with that. So IP, as the shortage is there for IPv4, they came up with IPv6 with that. Instead of 120 or 0, 1, 255, they have started using that binaries and all. Okay, that is called as IPv6. Okay, and whatever the VPCs we create, those are private. IPv4 only. V6 also we can create, but we don't want. We don't go more than IPv4. It's hell, right? We don't create those many instances. And what are all the VPCs we are creating? Those are private IP addresses. We are creating. I'm creating my own network. For example, you know LANs, right? In your colleges or offices, they'll create a LAN. They'll give one number. 1 is to HOD number. 2 is that. 2 is this, like that. Even in offices also, we'll have some LAN. It is a network. Within your office that have a network. However range you want, you can create it. If you go to some other building, you can create your own network. I have 2 floors. For this floor, I have created one LAN. The other floor, I created one LAN. My VPC, I'll create one more VPC. with a different network ID. You create it however you want, right? So, but public IP is for public access. Okay. Now you will come to know that in detail. Okay, guys. Now I want to create a VPC, right? I want to create a VPC. So what I'll do is I'll go here. I'll name my VPC. What is your CIDR range want to be? What is your CIDR range want to be? I want to give this range. So it will tell, right? This is the CIDR range for my, this is subnet range or VPC range? Oi, VPC range. Without VPC, how you are creating subnet? VPC CIDR range. Okay. So this many. So 32 minus 24 equal to 8. So 8 means 2 power 8 equal to 256, right? So 256 IP address you can get inside this. Okay. There is one point here. I am 258 you will not get due to some issue. The calculation is correct, but we'll see that later. Default tenancy means, do you want to create a, for this VPC, do you want to create a dedicated hardware? Do you remember dedicated instances I showed you, dedicated host? That do you want the dedicated net infrastructure for your VPC? No, I don't want. It is chargeable. I don't want it. Default. Let AWS will create it. I don't want dedicated one. A key pace. I'll discuss this later. Means if you want to give some names, alias names and the key value page, you can create it. Now create a VPC. I created my VPC. Now if I go to our VPCs, I have a VPC, my VPC. But do it have any internet gateway? No. No. Do it have any subnets? No. I want to divide it into subnets. So go to this subnets. So these are the subnets which you got for your default VPC. I want to create here for this. So which VPC you want to create? For my custom VPC, I want to create a subnet. What is going to be your subnet 1? Right? Public 1. Public subnet 1. Okay, I'm naming it as public subnet 1. Which availability zone? You know, right? Regions, availability zones. Bangalore means different places, right? So in AP South 1, I want this VPC. Okay. So for better thing, if you are creating multiple subnets, right? Create one subnet on separate availability zones. So even if one availability goes off due to power shortage or something, the other will be there. It will not go, but in case if it is goes. Next, I want to give that same range, but I don't want to create one VPC with the complete range. What I want to do is I want to divide into 5 parts, 128. So 255 I'm giving. Okay. Now for this subnets also, if you want to give names, you can create it. Okay. I'm creating it. Next, I want to create one more subnet, right? Create subnet, same VPC. Now I'll tell here public subnet 2. I'll give here which availability zone, different availability zone I'll take. Now if I give that, see this, if I'm giving the range, now you see that when I try to create subnet, it will throw error. CIDR address overlaps existing subnet, this one, right? Existing, there is already a subnet, it is overlap. Even if I give 127 here, already 0 to 127 are utilized, right? So now if I give this and try to create it, will throw error. See, it is throwing error. Already you created, already 0 to 127 are utilized, only remaining are 128 too. So you have to create from there only. Now it will take 25 here, 25. Even if you give 25, 27 also, it will not take. See, one is saying overlap, right? So the remaining only I have to take 128. It is taking, right? Now create a subnet. I created 2 subnets. Now let me go to my VPC route tables. Let me go to route tables. How many route tables are there? 2 route tables. This is for default VPC. When I created a default VPC, so when I created my custom VPC, automatically a route table has been created. No. Without subnets, whenever you create a VPC, at that time only one route table got created for you. Next, I'll go here. NACL, Network Access Control List. See, whenever I created VPC, irrespective of my subnets, NACL has got created. Do you remember one thing? When you create a VPC, one route table, one NACL will be created by default. Now let me go to internet gateways. How many internet gateways are there? Only one. So when we create a VPC, by default, one route table, one NACL will be created. Understood? Right? Next, if you want to divide your network into subnets, you have to divide. Now let me go to that route table, default route table, whatever we have. Where is that? Here, right? So this is for default VPC. This is, I'll name it as custom my VPC RT route table. Okay. NACL also I'll name it my custom VPC NACL. Okay. Okay. You join back after the meeting. I'll tell you. Okay. So you join back after the meeting. I'll tell you how to attach internet gateway, how to create an instance in the subnet and access it, and we'll discuss public and private subnets. If possible, we'll discuss, or tomorrow we'll discuss public and private.